ASL coaches and fans. It's Sue's sick free here today, and I got a recurring guest today. I got 2-2.
What's up, guys?
We're going to be going over the week 2 transactions.
All
Yes,
right.
and there was 2 moves this week, and we were the 2 coaches that made the 2 moves. So we should be able to provide some pretty good insight on why we made these moves. And after this, we're going to go over a few teams we think should make moves. And that should be our video for today.
All right. So go ahead and talk about your transaction for week 2.
This week was a tier 2 transaction. I got rid of Braviary, which is a normal flying type, or a normal flying type. Dodrio may seem fairly similar, but as you dive into them, they're vastly different. It is a slow flying type with 80 speed, has a ton of coverage, which makes it a very, very threatening tier B mon. Considering that I don't have a single mon over base 100, I had to drop Braviary and pick up myself Dodrio. Although it doesn't have much coverage at all, barring like Brave Bird, Jump Kick, Knockoff. With its 110 speed and 110 attack, nothing likes taking a Brave Bird from this Skarmory. And yeah, I'm really excited to see how Dodrio can help me this season.
Yeah, I really like this transaction. While Braviary, yes, it can be a very good sleeper as well. I think Dodrio is a lot better. I don't know if Dodrio gets defog. I know Braviary 100% gets defog, so Braviary could actually be a little bit of a more defensive mon. But Dodrio is a very good mon, and like you said, your speed tiers were pretty terrible. But now that you have this base 115 mon, you can handle things that are more up there. Plus, this thing is very, very nice. It gets Swords Dance, if I'm not mistaken. Nice Brave Bird, Return, Quick Attack, all that good stuff.
110, actually. You're dumb.
Oh, 110? My bad.
Ah,
Alright, moving on to the next one. We have myself making a transaction. I'm going to go ahead and talk about this. Another Tier B transaction. And I went ahead and dropped Wobbuffet for Archeops. Getting Wobbuffet in the draft, I was like, you know what? This is just why the heck not pick, and I don't really see it coming to a lot of matches. And I feel like Archeops adds a lot of potential to my team. It gives me another Stealth Rocker. It gives me my second form of hazard removal, so I don't have to bring Skuntank every single week. It gives me a nice Rock type. And this thing actually gets really hard if it's not in Defeatist mode. So keeping it out of Defeatist mode, maybe bringing it like a Choice Scarf or something like that. Also an Endeavor set is really nice. Focus Sash Endeavor lead. It's a very good mon in my opinion. So I just saw the value, and I didn't see Wobbuffet come into a lot of games.
I think it was a very good transaction, but honestly, as a fan, I can't help but say I'm disappointed to see Wobbuffet depart us without participating in a single game, as I would have loved to see this thing and its shenanigans. But it's a competitive league, so I understand that you had to pick up one of the best flying types in Archeops, and this thing is just a bang for its buck. At 110 speed, it's 350 at a timid nature, full EVs. It's got moves like U-turn. It's got incredible coverage. You can hit up with a nice head smash. The only drawback for Archeops is it doesn't learn Brave Bird, and a flying type without Brave Bird kind of sucks, in my opinion.
Yeah, very true, but it can run acrobatics, so like citrus berry shenanigans, stuff like that, bring it out of defeatist, so then I can hit it with acrobatics and stuff like that. So, Susie, what are some teams that you think need to make transactions, and what mons that, like, off the top of your head that are still there would very much benefit that team?
Well, I think if you take a quick look at the standings, it's no surprise the first team we're going to mention, and I don't think he could possibly have a worse beginning to the season. We have Static here,
By the way,
and
don't
this
don't spoil the record or differential, because remember the weekly recaps and stuff have not happened yet.
After the first battle, Static got 6-0'd. It was an ugly battle. I mean, he only got to see one Mon on the opponent's side for the entire game as it just stayed in the entire battle. It was just hard to watch, but I think Static can make some good moves. And looking over at his team, I'd think honestly a Mon like Blissey or Fortress could be dropped just because I feel like he has too many setup fodder type Mons. He also has Pukamuku on his team. And if he could drop Blissey and pick up a more threatening Mon, say a Terrakion, a Heligo, make his team a lot more threatening and uh, not as prone to that setup sweep we saw in the first week.
Yeah, I definitely agree. His team is way too passive. Like you said, Fortress, Blissey, and Pukamuku. While yes, they're good Mons in the right situations, having them all on the same team I don't agree with. I would personally drop Blissey. I really like the synergy between Fortress and Gudra, so I would want to keep that and maybe keep Pukamuku just because of its value in Tier B. But you can drop Blissey, and like you said, Nihilego, Terrakion, all that good stuff. Maybe even a Togekiss would very much help your team.
Ooh.
Because Togekiss is a phenomenal stall breaker. So I would say maybe get some more offensive threats. But the next team that I'm going to talk about is I'm going to talk about Cam's team, the Washington Wailords. He has a lot of type redundancies, in my opinion. While you can't drop Mega Slowbro, you can work around it. I think your Steel Core is very nice. It's just you have so many type redundancies, you're missing out on a lot of coverage that you'd otherwise want for versatility in team building. I'm not saying drop Primarina. You've used it very well. But maybe consider it to maybe pick up Azu, which is, well, no, that's a bad example. I don't really know, but you have a lot of type redundancies, so try and like build out your team more and make it more versatile.
Yeah, I'd agree. The fact that he's carrying 3 steel types on his roster is just astounding. And in his first battle, we saw that packs in his favor. He competed fairly well. So I think if he could build a more competent roster, he could have a fairly good rookie season here.
Yeah, for sure. Um, any other teams that you can think of that would really need to make a transaction?
Really, I'd say no one else needs to be that like now as it's early on. We've only seen one game go through, but um, a lot more of an opinion next week.
Yeah.
And Static, you better go run and make a move soon, or figure out what you're doing wrong, because
All right. Thank you all for watching the transactions, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.